Okay, good evening once again. Good evening to everyone. Thank you once again for joining our call, for joining this virtual meetup. It's day 8 of our virtual meetup. And from the reminder mail I sent, I want to apologize. We will be making a slight change to the topics on the agenda. Our reason for this is because we felt the topic that was supposed to be um, the agenda that was sent earlier. The topic was supposed to be understanding security, compliance, privacy, and trust in Microsoft 365. But we felt since we're going to be delving more into the overview of enterprise mobility plus security suits, that this topic is better treated under that series, which will be starting from next week. So the slight changes we made today is just for us to say we will do a topic today, which is introduction to teamwork in Microsoft 365. And I have TT here to treat and to do justice to that topic. Meanwhile, please, a couple of information before we start. I would want to once again reiterate the fact that please, when this session is about to begin, kindly please mute your microphone so that it doesn't distract the presenter. Also, will be this session is recorded, so I want to let you know that this session is recorded, and then this is the reason for this is because we want to make this available to anyone that misses this session. All the recordings has been uploaded, and James on this call will also be sharing the link on the chat window for us, so that as many of us that were not able to make the session yesterday will be able to, we can view our recordings. I will also want you to subscribe. Our advice is that you subscribe to our YouTube channels where you can see a lot of recordings. It is not only the MCT. This session is about the MCTNAIJA M365 user community. But the fact is that this is not the only community that is doing this program. We have the Azure online that is doing it, and starting from today we have the Power BI also, and the Power BI is going to run for another 10 days. They start their topic from 3 to 4. So I will implore you to just subscribe to the YouTube channel. You will see all the recordings for the MCTNAIJA Tech User Group there. It contains what we have right now, what we are doing, and other communities what they are doing also. So I will also be asking you once again, please try and help to fill our evaluation form. It is very important. Please kindly help fill the evaluation form for us so that we can know how best we are doing and what we can improve on. Without wasting any of our time, I'm going to leave the floor to Titi Bello to take over the session and then take us through this journey once again. Over to you, Titi.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today's session. Thank you, Jumoke, for that introduction. My name remains Titi Lokwe Bello, and then, as you all know, I'm from Hashem. So let me not bother going so much, doing another introduction after Jumoke have given that much introduction about me. Thank you once again for stopping by today, and then we hope today will be as informative for you as possible, and you'll be able to gain as much knowledge as possible from this session for today. So, what are we looking at today? We are looking at just this few things. Like we said, there's a slight change in the topic, but today's topic also is interesting in the sense that we want to focus on the tools we have available once you subscribe for Microsoft 365 that is available for our users to make use of for collaboration. So we'll talk briefly about teamwork scenarios in organization in today's workforce, and then we'll give you the different tools that you have available for you to run teamwork, to make teamwork a modern workplace for your users, and be able to put all your resources in one location for your users to have easy access to at any time. Then we will run through a few demo on how you can set up the environment and get it ready for your users to start collaborating with their teammate, their colleagues and their partner, your business vendor, and the rest of the people around the world. So if you look at the way things are done today, or if you look at what's happening today, you will realize that the landscape has changed drastically, in the sense that now we require our users, or we require people to collaborate more today. Most people spend a lot of time today attending one meeting, participating in one project or the other, trying to get in contact with one colleague, try to share knowledge among each other. So a lot of our work today for any employee in any organization, most of their time, they spend about 50% of their time collaborating with other people. And also, while this collaboration requests come up, you also realize that your users, they also need to be able to work from anywhere. They need to be able to talk to the different team that they belong to. They need to be able to have access to the resource that they need at any point in time. They need to be able to share information in a very secure and professional way and manner. So today's workforce are spread over different geographic area. So you don't need to even say, okay, because my users are here in Lagos, they will only communicate with people in Lagos. Or because they are in Nigeria, we don't have to share information with those members of employee that are in another country. If you look at them, most of them, they feel what? They feel uninclusive. They feel, oh, because I'm restricted to only the information that is available for me as part of the company here where I am, my say to decision-making process does not matter. But today, a lot of things have changed because of the innovation that is coming up. So these are a few challenges that a lot of customer or organizations are facing today. Employees also have to engage. They have to be more engaging. They want to feel among. They want to feel. They want to belong. They want to participate. They want to have a say in the growth of a company. And what happens is when their voice is heard, their contribution is taken into consideration, and whatever information they're able to give is being made used of within an organization, and the company grow. It makes a lot of them so happy that they'll be able to contribute their own quota into the growth of that organization. Now, as a result of all of these requirements, like I was saying, I will still continue to say, the way teamwork is in organization today, in fact, is not interesting, in the sense that a lot of organizations are still making use of old tools that have been outdated, or that have little way or to collaborate or to share information. So you find out that some organizations, their employees spend a lot of time looking for information, sharing, sending information over email, or they have to travel down to where they are going to do a meeting before they can hold a meeting, or even before they can send information, they have to use that, put it in a zip file or something to compress it and send it to whoever needs access to that information. And because of that, decision-making process is being delayed. You have users who want to be able to do their work, and they look at what is made available for them in the organization. It's not satisfying their need. It's not helping them to move fast. It's not helping them to be creative. Based on that, most of them, especially the curious mind among them, they go as far as looking for different applications free on the internet that they can use to make their life easier for them, which organization will have provided for them in the first place. Sometimes they want to work on documents together and they are unable to. Project document that every team member is supposed to make a contribution or contribute to. You have to, one person have to finish and then look for how he's going to send it over to the next person who will work on it. And when that person finishes, you have to send it over. But today's collaboration or teamwork tools that are made available allow you to be able to do what we call co-author. That's multiple users working on the same document and file together at the same time. Then because resource, based on this other tool, resource are now placed or stored in locations that make it so difficult for people to discover. So today, organizations are trying to look at how can we solve this problem? Can we how can we resolve? And that is why a lot of people are thinking, if we can bring all of these dispersed resources together in one single place for our users to be able to access them at the right time that they need it, and with no limitation of from where they are working from, or even from which device that they are trying to access those resources from. Organizations look at it and say, okay, if they can do this, it's going to go a very long way. But then they ask the question, how can they make increased productivity of users without incurring so much cost? And Microsoft 365 is an answer to all of these questions, because you have a lot of tools that you've already paid for. You don't have to pay for it again. You just have to make use of this tool to be able to help your employees, to help your team to be able to work better and collaborate more effectively from anywhere. Now, like I said, the answer to the challenges that we talked about on the previous slide, this is the answer: Microsoft 365 Teamwork Tools or Toolkit. There are a whole lot of the tools that have been made available by Microsoft. But then, this also came with its own challenges. Now users are confused. I have Outlook, I have SharePoint, I have Yammer. I can share information on Yammer. I can share then Teams. I can chat there and at the same time even share documents. So which of these two exactly do I need to use at what time? That is a question that users are now asking. But then, as much as each of these two are important, there are scenarios or there are situations where not all of the tools is required for you to use. And there are situations where one tool, when you are in one tool, you are able to even navigate to every other tool that is also available within that same tool. That is just what Microsoft is trying to preach. They are not trying to confuse users, but to just help them to say, we've made all of these tools available for you. Use it at any time, but then you need to know when to use what. That brings about this slide. So if you look at the slide in front of you, you will notice that teamwork, the tools that are available cut across not just these these ones that are here, but there are a whole lot of other components that all come together to be able to help user collaborate more effectively in Microsoft 365. You have Teams, you have Yammer, you have Outlook, you have SharePoint, you have Stream that allow you for video and events. Somebody will ask, we also have live events in Microsoft Teams. Why under Stream we have live event again? Remember that live Stream is for video, is not for audio. Why Teams can be for both audio and video. Now, if you look at this slide, is trying to divide the tools to tell you when you are working with this category of people, this is what you use. When you are working with this category of people, this is what you use. When we talk about inner loop, we talk about people you work with regularly on core products, and those are people most of the time within your corporate organization, within the organization. Now, if you look at the example, Teams can be used for Teams meeting. It can be used for general communication. It can be used for chatting. It can be used for one-to-one call, and it can be used for a whole lot of other things like integrating tools, little tools or small tools that can help your user to work very fast without them having to leave the same window that they are. If you look at the Yammer, if you are talking about a general, you want to release news, or you want to broadcast news to the entire organization, you can use Yammer to do a shout out. Yammer, by the way, is a Microsoft corporate social network tool, equivalent to your YouTube. So Yammer help you to be able to have the experience that your user will have on YouTube, on Facebook, by ensuring that you have corporate information stored in one location and not linked to areas where you don't want. Facebook is a public social network, so anything you post on Facebook will be seen by anybody. But Yammer is private to your organization, so you can manage information this way. You can use it to do town hall meeting. You can use it to do shout outs. You can use it to do a focus group when you have group that have different interests within the organization. You can use it to talk about things like things that are not for work, or that are not work related, just to relieve stress sometimes. For SharePoint, is a collaboration tool. That is where majority of your documents are being stored. And if you look at SharePoint is in the middle of it all. That is because every document that you use, you store, you save, you send around within each of these tools, they are all at the end of the day being stored in one part of the SharePoint or the other. And whatever recording you have also from each of these tools, they are stored in Microsoft Stream. That is why you have the two of them at the core. Now let's talk a little bit about working together on files and content. This, one of the places you can do that is in Microsoft Teams. Currently, we are using Teams for this meeting. If I decide now, or I can decide to, within the team meeting, I can add a document or a file for people, and everybody is able to open it at the same time without conflict. You can imagine. Within team as well, let me say I've scheduled, for instance, I'm the organizer of this meeting. I can as well prepare the meeting down by dropping even before the meeting starts, dropping things like one note that we're going to share, dropping things like a whiteboard that we can use to analyze things when we are doing strategic meeting, dropping things like what is expected, like a checklist of what we are going to be discussing, and who is going to make use or is going to be responsible for what during the meeting. Even after the meeting, we can use it to get information around the next point of action. What is required? What's required of us? What is the next step after the meeting that we just had? So with Microsoft Teams, you can do this and do a whole lot more. Maybe when we finish the talking aspects, when we are going a bit into the demo, I can just show you around a bit, which I know most of us are used to Teams. We also have, this is example of you working on a document together. Let's say you are within Teams, for instance, and somebody dropped a document within the meeting, during the meeting, and you open it. The moment everyone is, and people open it and they are trying to type or make changes or put their own contribution, you see this icon with color coding and each person's name to tell you this other person is working on that same document. This other person is working on that same document. So at the end of the day, by the time everybody finishes making their changes, somebody will ask, won't there be conflict when it comes to saving? Of course. But the conflict is being managed such that the creator of the document have the overall say to say, we will accept this change based on the input that Robin has added into the document. Or, oh, what Gart added into the document, and we will need to edit it or format it. So is the person, the owner of the document, make the final say on the document. Now, there are times when you are working on documents that you need to check it out. When you don't, if you don't check out the document, it means it's locked. Only you can work on that document at that time. But then the moment you check it out, other people can work on that same document together with you. It makes it easy for you to be able to share documents with people and collaborate. This is called co-authoring, where everybody is working on the same document at the same time. Is called co-authoring. And when you are co-authoring, it gives you the ability to be able to do what we call versioning. So versioning allows you to save different versions of the document. So if everybody have made changes, and at the end of the day, the owner of the document accepts it, and maybe in the nearest future, he said, oh, that change, can we get the original document? The owner of that document can go into his SharePoint where he has shared the document from, because the moment you drop the document in Teams, for instance, it automatically appears certain sharing permission or permission to it. So if you go into your SharePoint on OneDrive where you have saved that document, you will be able to see who and what kind of permission is added to that particular document. And you can even retrieve the permission and you can recover, that's roll back to the previous, or not roll back, open the previous document before you started making changes to it. So that way, you yourself, you realize or you agree with me that teamwork in that way is much more easier and much more effective. This is another tool that you can use. The previous one also linked to it, that's sharing file and content. This is SharePoint. But SharePoint can be used for more than just sharing file and content only. It can be used for more than co-authoring. It can be used for more than just storing file. It can be used for a whole lot of other things. In fact, I take SharePoint as not a tool, but as a solution that I can further develop. If you have developers within your organization, they can build app that sits in SharePoint, and your user can easily make use of those apps. You use SharePoint, you can use it to create communication sites. You can use it to create team sites that allow focused people, like each department. For instance, you have HR, you have marketing, you have finance. Each of them have their own different documents that they are working on. And most organizations, they don't want a user who is in IT to have access to what the finance information or file of the finance department. They want to put those restrictions. So you can use Team Site to create SharePoint to create site for this different group of people, and create a library, that's document library for them as well. This is another tool called Yammer. I think I've talked a little bit about Yammer earlier. This Yammer interface, this is like your inbox there, where you receive every notification of everything that is being posted on any network that you have joined. So for Yammer, like I said, it's a corporate social Facebook, or it's a corporate social network. But then a part of it can still be extended to external people, so that when you have events or you have product launch within your organization, you can add or invite external people to come and participate on the external part of the Yammer network and make contribution. If they have used the product that you launch, make comments. It can be used like a community for community purposes, where people give you ideas, give you information about your solution, and users themselves within the organization. You will be amazed at what kind of ideas come out from a community tools like this, where you least expect innovation to come out. You will see communication, you will see different ideas, useful ideas from people who are not even members of your organization or even member of your department. So sometimes we feel only our department, when things is going on in our own department, information within the department is all we need. But no, you need to be able to talk to other people from other departments, and then they need to bring their own ideas on board, and then you can put it on the table and see how best it will be how best you can make use of those information that have been put in your hands to use, and then the staff, they are happy at the end of the day. This is another great tool, though this allow me or you as an employee of an organization to be able to know how you spend your time. Do you attend more meetings? How much hour do you spend on responding to email, sending new mails, forwarding mails? How quickly do you respond to email from maybe your bosses? How quickly and do you respond to email from those who are not your boss? Are you so slow at responding to messages? This is a tool called analytics that can tell you how you as a user is doing at work. How much time do you spend after hour? When we mean after hour, we mean things from the normal working hour of 5 p.m. From 5 p.m., we notice, oh, you are always on your email, or you are still attending one meeting or the other. So what this analytics does is it looks at your behavior as a user. It does not take information from other applications except Office application, how you respond, analyzing how you respond to email, the meetings you attend, and the rest. Those are things you use to be able to come up with this information. And it will even tell you, oh, it's been a long time you get in contact with this colleague of yours, maybe in another department. What's happening? Make a shout out to them or connect with them. Get what's happening around with them. What are they working on? What's the idea? Some organizations have a section of what are you working on? where they put information about new things that they want to deploy within the organization, new tools that they are working on, and all of that. And people can have insight. So these two allow you to be able to do that. And we have the one for the organization, where organization as a company can be able to have a view to how users are doing on the network. Users who are slow to, but mind you, they are not, these have to do with work related things, not that they are prying into your own private life. No, but to also be able to help you better. Maybe the way what is making you to be slow at responding to emails, something that they're supposed to have provided for you, and they're not making it available for you. So they need to be able to know so they can better provide the necessary tool that will help you to do your work faster and better. So this marks the end of my slide for 2. There are other things like stream, like I said. Stream allow you to be able to save recordings of events. You can create channels in team and put videos for your user, for the entire organization to be able to watch those videos, make comments on the video, and anything else. You can use Stream also to do live meeting, just like you can do in Teams. But the difference between Stream is the live meeting you are doing is going to be in video because Stream is all about video. So it's going to be like video streaming to the audience that is going to be viewing you. But the one that you do in Teams, that is normal audio broadcasting. So let's quickly take you through on how to set up the environment for your user to start collaborating and to start working effectively with other people, either within your organization or outside your organization. So I'm going to change my screen sharing from presentation to my desktop. Please, is my screen still visible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So we have a few things that we want to set up for us to see. The first thing is, yesterday we were able to work a bit around the admin portal, not everything. But first, I will quickly create some users here for us to make use of in these few settings that we want to do. So I'm going to add users from here, but this time I want to add multiple users. So for some of us that want to learn how to add users in bulk, this is it. So you can download the templates here, either the one that have just the header or the one that even have sample user that has been created, which you can then remove and modify. But when you are using the templates, I have the template here already downloaded. I'll just open it. When you are using it, just like when we were creating yesterday, I was able to show you the parts that are necessary or the important part. So the important part is from the Excel, you must state the username, which is always in form of UPN, in form of email, in email format. That's what it is. First name and last name is not that important, but it's necessary or is good for us to fill it for discrete some purpose. So I'm just going to have prepared this file. I'm going to just browse to it and then use it here. Let's see it. Okay. Then you click verify. the document or the Excel or the CSV file is good. So we can click next to continue. Now, when you are creating multiple users like this, it's going to ask you whether you want them to be allowed to sign in anytime they try to or not. We'll leave it to allow signing. Then it will ask you for license. If you want to make a provision license for the user as you create them, I'm just going to give them license already. And I can decide to turn off some services that I don't want them to have, but we'll leave it as it is. And click next. Now, when it has created it and it generates password for them, so it's just going to ask you where to send that password that it generated from. I will leave it as this and continue. You can download the report also in case there's error, so you can view what the problem is. And the users have been created. How quick? For how many users to be created just within in minutes or seconds? That's cool. So now that we have a few users that we've created, let's prepare the environment. We have a few things that we need to set. We want to check what's our external sharing setting that we have currently. So I will go to settings, that's settings and settings. Then from settings, these are different services that you can select to make change on. For instance, group. If you notice, you say manage external sharing. You want your users to be able to share information or share content with people outside your organization. This is default. I'm not going to change it. That's to say, if you add an external person as a member of the group, they will be able to see every content that you share within that group. Then you see the one for SharePoint here. When you go to SharePoint itself, there are other options that you can set. This is default. A user can share file and folder using links with anyone that does not require signing. So when the security teams are talking, when we are doing the EMS part of the series, you will see a lot of things, especially around Azure information protection. So here, I'm just going to leave it as default. I won't make any change here. So this is for Teams, that's Microsoft Teams. But then I can go to Teams Admin Center to go and make the changes. This is to enable Teams within the organization. Some organizations are still using Skype for Business. So if you now want to enforce Teams, you can turn it on here. That turn on Teams, Microsoft Teams for all users. So even while they are chatting from their Skype for Business app, they will be getting prompt that Teams is now available. They should get a copy of it, like download the desktop version of it and install on their computer. So let's just go now to the individual admin center. We'll start with knowing what we have with the external sharing here. Now we'll go to Teams admin center. Unlike the Skype for Business before now, you only have a few settings in Skype for Business, like external sharing, turn on external sharing, that's with other organizations that are also using Skype for Business, and or turn out external sharing for people that are using public Skype. But Teams, because of the way Teams is built with a lot of integration into SharePoint, into Exchange Online, into Yammer, into a lot of other tools. So there's a lot of settings that come along with Teams as well. There's a lot of policies that you need to consider. Let's go to this organization-wide setting. You will see external access here. If I go to external access, is let your user who are using Teams to be able to communicate, and Skype for Business to be able to communicate with other people outside your own organization. You can decide to turn it off. So if your organization is the type that is bother or worry about content sharing, even with external people, while they are working with project members, you want to still limit some things. So our risk department will always ask those questions. How can I ensure that my users are not sharing with, people they are not supposed to be sharing with? This now, if I don't want people to be able to communicate with public Skype, I will turn this off, but I will leave it so that when we schedule meeting, even with people that does not have Skype for Business or that does not have Teams, they can still use their public Skype to get it, to join the meeting. You have guest sharing. So any member, when you create teams, any member, anybody that is outside your organization that you add as a member of that team, they are treated as a guest within your organization. So you want to also know and turn this on or off, whether guests should be allowed. The moment you turn it on, you will be able to see more settings. Like when a call is going on, should they be able to make call from the Teams application that you shared with them? Should they be able to do video? When it comes to messaging, so you have a whole lot of things that you can set here. Chat. Some organization will disable every other thing and leave just chat. Let them just be able to chat alone with my staff. I don't want them to be able to do anything else outside chatting. So that's that. Then these are other settings. Now let's go up here and create a team. This is where you as an administrator can create team. Remember, your users themselves can create their own team themselves. But that is if you give them the right to be able to create teams. So here we are just going to add some team. The one we added yesterday is still here. Today we'll add Windows 10 or Office rollout. Office rollout project as project team. That's the name of the team. And then who is the owner? John is the owner. I can decide to remove John and make somebody else as member of as the owner. So if you look at this my Excel, I have a few users, 2 of them in IT. John is not in this list. He's also a member of IT. Mary is also a member of IT. So I can relieve John of the stress or the headache. This is for project deployment. So let me give Mary the owner right. Then I can make it private or I make it public. I can make it private or public. Just like you are creating Office 365 group, when you create it, you select whether it's private or it's public as well. When it is public, it means a user can go to their Teams, since you can see my screen, a user can go to their Teams app here, search for the team if they know the name of the team, and automatically join the team if it is public. But if it is private, nobody will be able to join except the team owner will be the only one that will be able to join. So we'll make it private and we'll create team. Watch what happened. I showed you yesterday when I created Office 365 group, it automatically created team for us. Likewise, now that I've created team, if you go back to your admin center, under group, go to groups, and you will see a group is also created for that team, and a SharePoint team site is created for it as well. So you see how much interwoven everything, all the collaboration tool that is made available by Microsoft 365, you see how they are connecting together. That's what make it possible for a user to be in his team and then be able to do meeting, chat with people, do stuff on team, and be able to do other things. So if you come here, let's say for instance, let me see, I have this thing called demo team. Okay, so this is my demo team, for instance. You will notice there are a few tabs here. This is where you see every information that have been posted on that particular team. And then you can create different channels. This general now, it comes by default. This is a channel. I can decide now to create another channel, maybe to discuss different topics. When we finish, for instance, when we finish office rollout, we might want to move to rolling out Teams app itself to the entire organization, or Windows 10 to upgrade all Windows 10 computer that remain or Windows 7 computer that remain within our environment. I can create a different channel just for that purpose. That's Windows 7 upgrade. Just for that purpose. And I say show it to everyone in the channel list, and I add. So everyone will become, that's we have 2 channels now under this demo tenant. So everyone that I add as a member will automatically have access to it. And once you come to create maybe a meeting, you can get the link maybe to send to somebody, you can edit, you can create a meeting. When you are creating meeting, for instance, you go to your calendar and you create a new meeting, it's going to ask you test upgrade. It's going to ask you whether you want to add it to our add attendees. Here, it's going to ask which particular channel I want to add it to. So if I automatically pick Windows 10, Windows 7 upgrade, the meeting will appear there for everybody, and they will know that, okay, they need to join this meeting. So automatically, the member of that team, I might not even need to start adding attendee here. So the member of the team will receive a notification that there's a meeting that's supposed to take place at so time of the day. So
is now joining.
Okay, so that's about team. Now we have there are a lot of other things you can do with team, but let's stop there and move to another component. Now I want to go to Yammer. I'm going to show all admin center. But before we move to Yammer, let's go to SharePoint and see what we can do in SharePoint as well. So preparing the SharePoint also for sharing and collaboration. This is sharing. This is another sharing setting. You see that is looking the same like what we have in admin under admin center. When we click under setting, it's looking the same. Anyone, which is the default, and that's where it is right now. New and existing guests. That's people that you are going to invite that are not member of your organization. You can set it to existing guests only. So what does that mean? If a new project is to happen and the project team need to communicate with maybe a vendor, this vendor has never been invited before by anyone within the organization, what will happen is we have to get the names of the vendor contact that we are going to be communicating with. We have to get their email addresses and give it to IT or the team admin to go and create it for us. So that way, we will not team, we'll give it to IT, That's anybody managing the Azure Active Directory, for instance. The person will need to create those users for us. That is what makes them existing. So you can then, you as a user or project manager, can then go and create and invite those users from any team site that you want to share information with them from. Or even you can set it to only people within the organization. If you do this, it means they cannot share information with anybody outside your organization. They will always have to maybe look for another way to share information with people. And there are more settings that you can put into place here. So file and folder links, anyone link or anyone with link, this is default. What does it mean is, if I have a site, we'll go to site so that you will see, take example, that team site we just created. If I have a site now and I have a particular document, I can say share. When I say share, I can just copy the URL and send to people. And as many that have that link, they will be able to access that document. If I send it to user A or company A user, and that user decides, let me send it to my friend, it will be useful. He sends it to his friend who is not even a member of their organization. As far as it is a link, that person will be able to share it. But if I share it with what we call specific people, now I share it with, let me say Jumoke, for instance. If Jumoke forwards that link to James, even if they are within the same organization, James will not be able to access it because it wasn't meant for James in the first place. It was meant for Jumoke. So those are things you want to put in place before you start sharing. You have access control as well. So under this, there are different things you want to do. When the session is idle, when the user sign in within their browser and they leave the computer and maybe they went to do something, they went for lunch, for instance, or went for a break, before they come out, for how long you want to know how long should that session remain on, or you want to either disable it or enable it and set maybe 5 minutes. When they come back, let them be asked to sign in again. That's that, and a lot of other things that you can put in place. Now let's go to team site. I'll go to active site. So under active site, the team site that we just created, this is it. I can open it like I will open any other site. So there, I can start creating information. And anything I share there, every member of the team core office rollout, they will automatically have access to it. Remember that this is happening because that's John. John is the user signing, he's not a member. So let's quickly make it a member of that team. So that we can have access to do what we need to do. So I'm going to add members. John. Can add other, like who else do we say is in IT? This is IT project. James. Okay. So for this particular team, you can see what you can do there. But let's not listen. Let's go back to, now that you have the right, try again. You can see how quick it is just to give somebody right on it. Now this is the team site for that Office 365 rollout group that we just created. It's like a website. So you can design it, do everything the way you would to any site. The document there, can start putting document. You can create sub-site under it. So it's treated exactly like any other SharePoint site that you will have. Document, can just quickly create one. And the good thing about creating document is the moment you create a document, it's automatically saved.
So please mute your mic. Please mute your mic.
So Windows 7 upgrades. You notice up here, it's already saving. So I can just come here and change the title to make it more meaningful. Upgrade plan, for instance. It's saved automatically. If you come here, you won't see option to save. You only have some option to save as. Maybe you want to rename it, or you don't want to work on that same document. You want to convert, update it, but you want to leave the original as it is. So you can do that. You can share the document in case there's someone you need to share it with and they are not already a member of that team. So you can share it right from here. So I'll just close and done, and the document is available. So if anybody, let me take for example, I will bring on board one of my PC here. So I have Mary. Mary signed in here. Mary is the owner of that team. Let's see what and what can see. Do we have team here? I downloaded it. I've not run it. I'll just make use of the browser. Close this. So this is the theme on the browser, and the good thing is it's not always is available as a browser and to be accessed by browser or using browser. You can access it using mobile app or desktop app. So it's not until maybe you get to the front of your computer before you can make use of it. Now you notice if you go to file here, the file we created. Oh, sorry, I'm not. Oh, I didn't create it under here. Oh my God. SharePoint. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, or did I create it? It seems I created it under something else. So it automatically opened that SharePoint for me, but I don't think I did it on the right. I created it on the rollout, office rollout. Except, will it be, let me see, but I don't want to sync to my computer. Dismiss. Okay, so I will have to troubleshoot that later. Why it's not showing? I'm supposed to see the file right here from Teams. So like I said earlier, while you are in Teams, you can work with document. Assuming I have a document that has been posted here, I will automatically see the document that I share with people, and I can do a shout out here. It's quiet in here. So anybody that join the team tomorrow, they will be able to see the history of everything that has been happening within this team. They'll be able to see everything. Like this belong to all user staff. So that means every user will see this particular chat that Mary have just dropped here. Now let's quickly go to SharePoint.
I think Titi, it's already 6. Do we still have more time?
Okay. Sorry, not SharePoint. It was Yama. Just very quickly, is that one won't take a lot of time. So Yama Enterprise. So this is Yama. You can configure Yama. You can create different team sites. You can design and create usage policy that allow user to be able to accept. You can tell them this platform is not for discussing abusive word is not as allowed, is for discussing important information as it concerns organization. Don't bring unnecessary information in here. So you can be able to do that, and user have to accept it before they start using Yama. You can do what we call single sign-on under security. So when you enable Yama and you invite people, they will be required to create separate password. But you can say your user should be using their Office 365 login. You can enforce Office 365 identity so that they will be using the same credential everywhere without creating a new one. So you can invite user and block user. You can update users in bulk. This admin page, you can add additional people to be the administrator of the entire Yama network. And you can go here under this setting, more setting, you see groups. You can create groups for different organizations that you have within your, or different departments that you have within your organization. And everything they share within a group is going to remain in that group, except they give access to somebody else to come and view it. So I would have loved to show you a whole lot more things, but let's keep that for another session in the future. And that brings me to the end of this of today's presentation. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Titi, for that. Do we have any question at this time? I mean, we can take maybe just spend like 2-3 minutes for any question if you have.
Yeah. Hi. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Emmanuel. Good evening, everyone. I just joined. I know the session started yesterday, but I just joined today, and I'm going to ask: is there anything to help people who probably joined in late to maybe have a quick catch up with maybe some of the things they missed out on or something? I don't know.
Okay. All right. Emmanuel, good. Actually, this is the third part of the four. This is the third day of the 4-part series. So, but the good thing is that all of this we have a recording. So what you can do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I'm sure we'll share the link on the chat board once again, chat window, I mean, and then you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can always watch all of the recordings. However, if you also have any concerns, maybe you want to be mentored or maybe just having to start, you can join the WhatsApp group also. We have a WhatsApp group where we share knowledge and we mentor one another there. So you can at the end, when you fill the evaluation form, just indicate to us if you want us to get in touch with you or you want to join the group, the WhatsApp group channel. I mean, WhatsApp group. Sorry, is the M365 group. So you can indicate that. But for all the recordings, it's available on our YouTube channel. I don't know if I answered your question. If that helps.
You totally answered my questions, and I'm quite grateful for your answer. Thank you so much. I will do well to follow up with your recommendations. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do we have any? Okay, I think James has already put the YouTube channel on the chat window. You can subscribe there. And like I said earlier, it is not only the M3s, so this is just the MCTNAIJA is a very big community, and the MC Street 5 user group is just one of it. We have other user group like Azure, like Power BI, the Path platform, and all of that. And almost every one of us are having the same session going on daily. Even after this call, the Azure session is going to start around 6:30 by another set of people. But every recording is already uploaded to, we all use the same YouTube channel, so you can find as much resources as you want there. Any other question? I think all right, so if possible, you don't remember what to ask now, you have questions. This hello, yeah, hello, hello. Yeah, the person asking that question, you sounded very faint, so maybe you want to put the question on the hello.
I said I had issue with my internet. I did not enjoy the session at all.
Oh, sorry about that, ma. So you can always find the YouTube channel. We'll send that to you also. I think it's all right then. Okay, so thank you once again, everyone, for showing up. We'll be finishing this 4-part series by tomorrow, which is Friday. I think that's the last day of the week also. Actually, this lockdown doesn't make me know which one is a weekday or a weekend again. Almost every day looks the same. So, but hopefully, we'll finish this, the last part of this series by tomorrow. And then going into the enterprise mobility plus security suite, we'll be going into that track fully. Thank you once again for your time, and I want to ask once again, please help us fill the evaluation form. It is very, very important. If you have any other questions that you feel you want to ask, please, the chat window will still be active till the next meeting. You can always dump in your questions, and I will try as much as possible to visit it and answer you. If there is any other question you feel you want also, and you want somebody to mentor you on your journey, if you've just started your career with Microsoft 365, or you want somebody to mentor you on that, please join the WhatsApp group, where you have a lot of people there. We share resources. One of the things we're looking at is where we can also leverage on another app apart from the WhatsApp group that we can use, where we can have things like conversation and more discussion going on. So when that comes out, we will let you know. So you can leave your phone number in the comment box of your evaluation if you want to join, and we'll be glad to add you to the user group. With that being said, I think this would, for me, I would like to end this call and then say thank you once again for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed the session real well. Thank you.
Thank you. But the chat option is not enabled for everyone.
How is that? You don't have the chat option?
Yes, I do. I have it, but I can't send chat. I have something like administrator has disabled chat for one or more users.
No.
I can chat. I can chat. So maybe they can look at it and see if there's any glitch or something.
That's really strange. That's a new
I'm
thing.
joining with Microsoft Team
And where are you joining
application.
from? Is it on the client? Is it the desktop app or mobile or from your web, please? Mobile. Okay.
Yes. While
Oh,
mobile does not, during the meeting, I think mobile does not allow you to, it doesn't enable the chat window.
okay, so that's one
Okay.
of the feedbacks we are all the time. So that's some of the feedbacks we are also trying to get across to Microsoft. The good part of it is that please you can join the community. I may share the link on the I'll share the link where we can vote more for some of this kind of scenario where you have issues. There is a Microsoft engineering team that is created. You can actually join, and then maybe if you have things like this, have put that on the chat window. You can, when you have feedbacks, they actually want feedbacks, and if there are new features you want them to improve on. So these are some of the things we do so that we can make the application better. So it will be very nice for you to join any of these forum, and then maybe you start a new conversation about a feature that you're looking for, or if there is a complaint. Yes.
Sorry, it's available. You should tap the meeting. It will highlight it, will bring it up on top. That's where it is. Chat.
But did it still give him did he give you the option of disable? Administrator has disabled it.
No.
Are you sure?
I
I'm
just
getting from my own head.
I just
Although I can
started.
see other people chatting, but I'm saying administrator has disabled chat for one or more users. So I don't know what.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm actually sorry, this guy. I'm actually using the phone app and I could chat. So maybe you need to check something out. I don't know. But
Okay.
from my own end, I'm using the phone and I could send messages.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I may need to rush out because I want to join um, the Azure group again. I can drop it also. Let me see if I can drop it for you. The link, if you want to join, feel free to join. Oh, shoot. If you want to join the Azure Moonlights, is a series. They've gone farther than us. I mean, you can join, but every of the recordings from day one is also in the YouTube channel. So if you want to join, you can click on that link and join also. Thank you once again, guys. I really appreciate you taking time to come in. Still, we meet tomorrow. Please stay safe and stay protected. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Emmanuel.
Is now exiting.